Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. This one's a little bit of Art by Marlene inspiration for you. Playing in one of the ring bound journals that Marlene has. This is, I don't know, the perfect size. It's quite a nice size to play on if you don't want to be too overwhelmed by lots of space on your page. So I'm using a piece of Marlene's collage paper to get me started on my journal page, sticking that on using a glue stick, probably just because that was what was on my desk. And then I'm just going to re-punch those holes back through. That way it means my pattern can go right to the edges. And then I'm just going to cut this flower out because I really like it. I think it's really pretty. And I want to add that onto my page as well. So that's going to get stuck up in that corner, and then another one down at the bottom. And you can see I'm just bringing them to the right to the edges. That just helps to make the page flow, and no bits wasted, no bits left behind, just using that little bit up in the corner there. Now I'm going to go in with some paint. And here what I'm trying to do is just blend some colour across the page to join up with the collage paper. Sometimes it's quite fun to do this. I mean, you might be thinking, why didn't I just stick the collage paper on the whole page? But actually, it's quite nice to kind of challenge yourself and see whether you can match the colours, whether you can mix the colours to match, or even just find the ones in the selection that you've got. And this is quite a nice way to kind of practice those colour mixing skills and techniques. So then I'm going in with a really, really warm yellow and just using my finger to smoosh that on. You get a really lovely soft effect using your finger to add paint. So one thing that I've noticed that Marlene does quite a lot is she mixes her colours. And whilst I do it sometimes, it's not something that I do very often, but actually it kind of brings those colours alive because you have so much more choice in what you can do. So then I just added a little bit of stenciling. Here I'm adding some, I think this looks like matte medium. So yes, that did confuse me. This was a page that I did quite a while ago. The reason for the matte medium, clear gesso would have worked just as well, but I wanted to do a little bit of reductive stenciling over the top of the collage paper that was already there. So by adding that matte medium, that seals the layer underneath, and it means that I can then go in and do this technique more successfully. So confusion finished. Then I've got bits of paint left over, so just continuing with that little technique there, a little bit of paint added with my finger and then rubbed through the stencil just to lift a little bit of pattern out of that paint. And you can see it creates a really nice soft effect. It's a lovely way to get more pattern and mark making onto your background. So then I'm going to use one of these fabulous paper elements. I love these. They're just like instant interest. They're so colourful, bright, absolutely adorable. Almost so much that I get to the point where I don't want to use them because they're too nice. Oh dear. I think just having a good sift through, there are definitely some that work better than others, and I think that's definitely more to do with choice and size. That one there is one of my favourite images from Marlene's little paper elements. But I ended up going with this lovely woman with her gold wings. She looks really lovely, and she works quite nicely with the colours that are on there already. So then I'm going to use some of Marlene's stamps and just do a bit of mark making on the page too. That's my little text stamp from Marlene. That is one of my favourites. I love the style of the writing on there. And then I keep popping that piece back on just to make sure it's still going to work, and that I've not made the area too busy around where she's going to go. So then just using a bit of Marlene sticky glue to pop that in place. A little bit more mark making with some stamps. So that's helping to kind of ground that image at the bottom. And then this is the gold stencil paste. I don't often use stencil paste, but using it like this through the tiny dots, because it's in the same sort of colour palette, that nice warm colour palette, and it's going to link in with the gold on her wings, so that's going to look really, really nice. And that spatula from Marlene is great for popping that through the stencil. So the stencil needs a good clean after using stencil paste, as does the tool, just to make sure that it's not going to get all blocked up on the holes on the stencil. Yeah, that is one time that I do clean my stencils if I've used stencil paste. So then I'm going in with a white pen and just adding some marks on there too. Next, I'm going to select a quote from Marlene's Sticky Quotes book. It's got so many choices in there. It's the perfect place to look, as I've said many times. Yeah, I'm going to stick that on here, and then I'm going to start working on a second page. This is going to be like a 2-page layered project. And here I'm going in with some blues. The reason for choosing blues is they're going to be a lovely contrast with the warm colours that are underneath. And here I'm just adding some dots of colour at the top of my page. I'm going to grab a credit card, old card, not necessarily a credit card, and just pull that paint down the page just to get that on. And then I am going around the edge using a black Posca pen. This is one that's got a square end on it, so I'm just using the shape of the pen to help me draw a border. And then I'm grabbing this stencil from Marlene. This came in a set of 3. It's got this fantastic leaf pattern on. It's going to be perfect for making a cutout page. And so I'm going stenciling through in black. So anywhere where there's a black shape, apart from the border, is where I'm going to cut out. This is, for me, I think one of the easiest ways to do a cutout page now. There's a lot of areas to cut out there, but that's okay. I really enjoy cutting out pages, altering pages in this way. I think it is lots and lots of fun. If this is something that you think interests you, then you can head to my website and have a look. I've got a couple of classes on there, some longer classes and some small, shorter classes, all about doing cutout pages in your journals. There is a little bundle that you can buy as well with Alter Cut Create and Windows of Expression, 2 of my most popular classes. You get a lot of content with those, and you get taken through step by step the process of making your own cutout journal, and where necessary the supplies and downloads are included. So yeah, if this is something that you think might interest you, have a look at www.artjournallove.com and go to the shop and classes and you'll find it there. So here is my 2-page layered entry into my art journal, this perfect size art journal from Art by Marlene. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon.